Hi there, you're on IGCSE Maths Tutors, and today we'll be discussing Algebra and Surds. Let's have a look at the problem that we'll be tackling today. Given that 5 minus x all squared equals y minus 20 root 2, and x and y are positive integers, find the values of x and y. Now, this explanation will be a bit lengthy, and if at any point in time you feel that I'm going too fast, please feel free to pause the video and have a look at the explanations that I've written on the screen, think about them, and then resume the video once more. Now, going back to this problem has an issue because we have two unknowns and only one equation. Now, I'll give you a simpler example before going further with this problem to see the idea with which we can tackle such a question. Now, let's say we have a simpler expression or a simpler equation that's 2x plus 3y equals 8 plus 9. If we have a look at this equation from another perspective, we can say that if 2x plus 3y equals 8 plus 9, and given that x and y are positive integers, in this case we can assume that 2x equals 8 while 3y equals 9. If we solve for x, if 2x equals 8, then x would be equal to 4, and if 3y equals 9, then in this case y would be equal to 3. Now that's the idea, that's what we're after. We're after getting all the x's and y's on one side and trying to put the numbers on the other side, and then trying to equate an expression in x with one of these numbers and an expression in y with the other number. This is the general idea. Of course, there are some swings and roundabouts, but this is the general idea of what we're after. So, going back to our original problem, the first thing that we have to do is to expand the bracket 5 minus root x all squared. We have to expand this bracket. Expanding the bracket means that we multiply 5 minus x by 5 minus x, and to do so, we have to multiply the 5 that's in the first bracket by the two elements in the second bracket. So we have 5 multiplied by 5, this gives us 25, and then 5 multiplied by negative root x gives negative 5 root x. Similarly, we multiply the negative root x in the first bracket by all elements in the second bracket. So we have negative root x multiplied by 5. This gives another negative 5 root x, and negative root x multiplied by negative root x gives us simply an x. So summing up the elements of this expression, we have 25 minus 10 root x plus x. Now, going back to the original problem and inserting this into the equation, we have 25 minus 10 root x plus x equals y minus 20 root 2. Now, to do the manipulations that we want, we'll first add 10 root x to both sides of the equation, so we'll end up with 25 plus x equals y minus 20 root 2 plus 10 root x. Again, we'll add 20 root 2 to both sides of the equation to end up with 25 plus x plus 20 root 2 equals y plus 10 root x. Now we can notice that 25 plus x can be equal to y, while 20 root 2 can be equal to 10 root x. So we try to solve for x as a start, and we have 20 root 2 equals 10 root x. If we divide both sides by 10, we end up with 2 root 2 equals x, since 10 divided by 20 equals 2, and 10 divided by 10 is simply 1. So we have 2 root 2 equals root x. Now we square both sides to get rid of these square roots. This gives us 2 squared is 4 and root 2 squared is 2 equals simply root x multiplied by root x gives us x. So x equals 8. Plugging this into the equation for y, which is 25 plus x equals y. If you plug in x into this equation, we end up with y equals 25 plus 8 or y equals 33. So this is the concept. This is how we solve this type of equations. And if you still have questions, please leave them in the comments section below. I know this video was a bit lengthy. Maybe the question was not so straightforward, but it is a recurring question in IGCSE exams, and you have to know how it is solved. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you again in the next video. Goodbye for now.